What's up guys, Quinton Particles here, and last time we ranked the main bosses from Shadow of the Erdtree from worst to best, so today we're ranking them from easiest to hardest. By the way, YouTube tells me that no, I'm joking. But seriously, how are only 0.1% of you guys subscribed? We gotta change that. But anyway, every main boss from Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree ranked easiest to hardest. At number 12, we have the Golden Hippopotamus. This was also in last place in my last video. And yeah, this boss is pretty easy. He doesn't do that much damage, but his defenses are low, so he takes a lot of damage. His grab attack is pretty hard to dodge, but you can probably just tank it. This is one of those bosses that you don't even learn the timings for because they're already dead before you have time to. Next is the Erdtree avatar. I placed this pretty high on the last list, but looking back it is pretty easy. Hitting it in the head does loads of damage, and being a big flower, it's super weak to fire damage. He's not a complete pushover though, he has 3 phases, but still, if you have a decent Erdtree blessing, this guy's pretty easy. Breaking into the top 10, we have the Saint of the Bud. Now they're starting to get not so easy anymore. Romina's timings can be a little tricky, and if you get hit by the wrong attacks, you can get Scarlet Rot. But still, she isn't the tankiest boss. Also, this was very close with the next boss, that being Meteor Mother of Fingers. Meteor can be pretty tough. Sometimes her attacks are hard to dodge, and she can do a lot of damage. If you're trying to just brute force it, she can easily kill you. At number 8, we have Commander Gaius. Commander Gaius's infamous charge attack is very hard to dodge. The commander moves around quickly and some of his attacks can throw me off. He's nothing special, but he's not a walk in the park either. Commander Gaius is kinda just an average boss. Next we have the Putrescent Knight. This boss has some really tight timings. His attacks can be very tough to dodge. The one where he gets off the horse and turns into a human drill. Well, I don't know about human. I don't know what he is. He could be a human. But you know what I mean. And the horse attacks you at the same time. That one's really difficult. Also, he has Frostbite to add on to everything else. The fire attacks at the start of phase 2 I struggled with, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that big of a problem. Number 6 is the Dancing Lion. With the Dancing Lion, we're getting into the really hard bosses. I died to this boss a lot in my first and second playthrough. His first phase is not that difficult, but when he starts using lightning is where the trouble starts. I don't know if I'm the only one, but dodging the lightning while he's still attacking you caused a lot of deaths for me. And finding time to hit him in between these attacks is even harder. After the lightning, he gets frostbite attacks, which are easier. I don't know if it's random or if it's on a timer, but one time he did the lightning attacks at the start of phase 2 like normal, then he had the frostbite after that, like usual. But then he did the lightning again, so it goes without saying that I died. He also has wind attacks in phase 2, so he has 3 different phases in phase 2. He always starts with the lightning, but I don't know if he just shuffles the others at intervals, or if there's a certain order after that. But anyway, this boss ended up killing me a lot. Now we're in the top 5, starting with Rolana. Rolana killed me too many times to count. Learning her attacks is difficult but rewarding. She attacks kind of like a mix between Melania and the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. In phase 1, she doesn't do an insane amount of damage, but she can still easily send you back to the site of grace if you don't respect her attacks. But in phase 2, she imbues her swords with fire and magic, just like Pontiff Sullivan. And some attacks have an explosion of fire afterwards, like the Abyss Watchers. Rolana really is like a bunch of Dark Souls 3 bosses just put together. But anyway, she does loads of damage now and can easily kill you. She has this move with the 2 moons, and if you get caught in that, it takes a huge bite out of your health bar. So yeah, you're gonna die a lot learning the combos. And once you do learn them, beating Rolana is no easy task, even for the most skilled of Souls gamers such as myself. Number 4 is Midra, Lord of the Frenzied Flame. This was really close with Rolana. I just started my second playthrough and I just got to Rolana, and I can barely get to the second phase. But in the end, I decided Midra is harder than Rolana. Midra is just a really hard boss all around. His attacks are tricky to dodge and he can even cause madness, but it's not that common. Still, Midra caused a lot of deaths for me. Number 3 is Mesmer the Impaler. Mesmer is a very tough boss. You have to learn his combos, there's no way around it. You can't reliably use a shield because you'll take a lot of chip damage from the fire, and you can't just tank his hits because of the damage they do. You really have to get good, learn the moves, and beat him. That's easier said than done, however. His moves are incredibly tough to master, with all the different change-ups and combo extenders. That's why I have him in 3rd place. At number 2 is Baal the Dread. I don't know why I struggled with Placidusax and Baal so much. Other dragons and souls aren't that hard for me, like Midir and the many mini dragons in Elden Ring. I don't know if other people think Baal is this hard, but I definitely do. For some reason, the lightning strikes that Elden Ring ancient dragons have always hit me. Baal's other moves I also struggle with, and the damage they do doesn't help. Even with Egon fighting with me, Baal is a super hard boss. Finally, the hardest boss in Shadow of the Erdtree is Radahn. If you've seen my last video, you know how I feel about Radahn. His second phase is bullshit, it's totally unfair. Every attack has another holy attack hit the ground after, so you'll constantly be taking chip damage. And his actual sword swings do plenty of damage, so it's very easy to die. Even the first phase isn't a walk in the park, as he does a lot of damage too. So yeah, Radahn is definitely the hardest boss in Elden Ring. Probably in the Souls series, and probably one of the hardest in gaming. That's all for the ranking, everyone. Thank you for watching, and if you made it this far, why have you not liked the video? How are you gonna watch the whole thing and not like and subscribe? But anyway, I'll have more videos coming soon, so stay tuned. And that's about it. See you later.